Shocking incident. Did BTS's Jin lose control? Public confrontation stuns Jungkook. An entirely unexpected scene recently shook BTS fans. In a public moment that should have been full of joy, Jin, the oldest member of the global group, appeared to display a rarely seen attitude, an angry expression, firm body movements, and words that seemed to indicate a loss of control. Even more surprisingly, the confrontation took place in front of Jungkook, the magnate who has always been known to have a close relationship with him. The question now is, did Jin really lose control of his emotions, or is this incident just a misunderstanding that has been blown out of proportion? For many fans, Jin's figure has always been synonymous with calmness, jokes, and maturity. He often appears as a mediator when the atmosphere between members starts to heat up. But what was seen this time was the opposite. In a widely circulated recording, Jin appears to be speaking in a high tone, his hand gestures showing unusual firmness, and Jungkook can only remain silent with a face showing surprise. Instantly, this moment became a hot topic of conversation among ARMYs and entertainment media alike. The situation becomes even more interesting when many parties begin to interpret the incident from various angles. Some assume that Jin may be burdened by great pressure, both from public expectations and from his responsibilities as one of the main faces of BTS. Since BTS has been on hiatus from full group activities, each member has been busy with individual projects, and such a situation can create emotional friction. Is this just a momentary outburst due to mental fatigue? Or is there a deeper problem that has not been revealed? Jungkook, on the other hand, seemed completely unprepared to face such a reaction. His surprised, even slightly confused, reaction made many people wonder what was really going on behind the scenes. Is he the center of Jin's disappointment? Or was he just in the wrong place at the wrong time? The public continues to guess, while the official party has not provided a satisfactory explanation until now. The fact that this event took place in a public space makes its impact even greater. Not only ARMYs are talking about it, but also international media that usually review BTS from the achievement side are now starting to raise the emotional side of the members. Losing control in public is not something to be taken lightly, especially when it is done by a global figure whose image has always been positive. A big question arises: how will this incident affect BTS's internal dynamics, as well as their image in the eyes of the world, if examined further? This incident also opens an important discussion about the extraordinary pressure faced by K-pop idols. BTS is not just a music group, but a global cultural phenomenon. The expectation to always appear perfect can be a burden that erodes emotional stability. Jin, although known to be humorous and affectionate, is still a human being who has a limit to his patience. This incident may be a point of reflection that even idols with millions of fans are not immune from inner turmoil. However, some other parties see this incident from a different perspective. They suspect that the moment was deliberately twisted by the media to create a sensation. In the competitive world of entertainment, a dramatic narrative is often used to attract public attention. Is it possible that Jin did not actually lose control, but was only caught in visual framing and misinterpretation? Such speculation is growing in line with the lack of official clarification. Undeniably, this incident has also sparked widespread discussion among fans about Jin and Jungkook's relationship. So far, the two have always looked close, supporting each other and even often sharing warm moments in front of the camera. Seeing them in a tense situation is clearly not something easily accepted by ARMYs. Some feel disappointed, some try to defend, and some choose to wait for an official explanation rather than get caught up in wild speculation. The power of social media further exacerbates the atmosphere. Short video clips, screenshots, and speculative comments circulate so quickly. The narrative about Jin losing control continues to develop without any opportunity for the truth to be presented in its entirety. In conditions like this, the public is often trapped in a drama that is not necessarily in accordance with the facts. It is precisely here that a critical attitude is important. distinguishing what is really a real event and what is just an exaggerated interpretation. Whatever actually happened, one thing is clear: this incident left a deep impression. For some, this is proof that Jin can also be fragile. For others, this is just proof of how easily the public is influenced by a momentary moment. Meanwhile, Jungkook remains a figure who attracts attention because of his honest reaction, full of surprise, as if representing the feelings of fans who were also surprised to witness the incident. Now, the biggest unanswered question is how BTS will continue its steps after this incident. Will they provide open clarification to calm the public? Will Jin explain what he actually felt? And how will Jungkook respond to the event that suddenly made him the center of attention? Armies around the world are waiting for answers. But behind all that, this incident provides an important lesson: that global fame never comes without great pressure, and that even a figure as calm as Jin can show his emotional side. Perhaps this is the time for the public to better understand that idols are not perfect figures, but human beings who can occasionally lose control. The shocking incident between Jin and Jungkook that circulated widely on social media has generated an extraordinary wave of reactions. However, before we get carried away by emotions, there is one fundamental question that we must ask. Is the event really real, or is it just a fabrication deliberately created to create a sensation in the public space? How much are we able to distinguish facts from just framing constructed by the media and netizens? When short video clips and viral comments from TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter become the main source of conversation, we need to ask: can a few seconds of footage really describe the whole truth? Does the viral visual snippet show the full context, or just a snippet of a moment selectively chosen to elicit a public reaction? If so, who actually benefits from this narrative? The public, the media, or parties who deliberately control the course of the story? For some fans, this incident feels real because Jin's tense facial expression and Jungkook's shocked reaction are clearly visible. But is it true that human emotions can be interpreted only by looking at a glimpse of expression? Is it possible that the expression is just part of a normal interaction that is then misinterpreted? If we only rely on short snippets without a complete background, isn't that the same as judging a book only from one paragraph chosen at random? Furthermore, questions arise about motives. If this incident is real, why has there been no firm official clarification from BTS or their agency until now? Does the silence of the related parties indicate recognition, or is it a strategy to allow the issue to develop so that public attention remains focused on them? It could be that this kind of sensation is indeed allowed to flow to maintain media attention. Is it possible that this public confrontation is just an invisible scenario polished to look dramatic? On the other hand, the public must also reflect on its role. Why do we so easily believe in viral narratives? Why are we so quick to conclude that Jin really lost control just because we saw one brief moment? Don't we realize that social media often plays with our emotions in order to get interaction and attention? And are we, as viewers, not trapped in a big game deliberately designed to shape mass opinion? The next question that deserves reflection is, what are the consequences if we believe in unverified information? For Jin and Jungkook, excessive speculation can hurt their reputation and personal relationships. For fans, this can create division and distrust among fellow armies. For the media, this kind of drama is certainly profitable because it generates clicks, views, and interactions.